to revolve a subject matter around bonding, friendships, social connections. It's important that you know somebody for their actions rather than their words or what they have proposed. Never assume that somebody is going to do what you want them to do, because people will leave you very disappointed. And I speak in context to my black people in relation to America, white America in particular, who have mastered and posed as our solution, as our as a group of people who we can depend on in a tough time. But when a situation arises that affects the black community, we never hear from these people. Matter of fact, these people remain silent. It's almost like they're non-existent. They make it very clear that they have nothing to do with it, and our problem is our problem. And the ironic thing is, we know when they have a problem. They make it very clear to us that if they fall, we are taken with them. And we're the only group, we're the only people who accept this method of pathetic thinking, that we need to keep being so passive, and this overall approach of acting so sincere towards people who we know do not have our best interest, because we have been trained and we have been tricked by their smile, by their lies, by their doctrine, to believe that they are everything to us, when in reality you look on paper and you ask yourself, what has white America done for black people? Now, listen, we're grown-ups. We're strong people. Us black people, we're strong, we're powerful, we have very good culture. We don't need them. My question is, however, what have they done to kind of deserve that level of oppression or systematic incarceration, to really convince the black people in America that they are everything for us? In reality, they are nowhere to be seen. Okay, they didn't wake up one day and say, let's grant black people human rights. We did that. We marched the streets. We fought. Okay, we put forward that initiative. We educated our community. We raised our children. White America is nowhere to be seen. But you still have some people today who are just so convinced that the white man's cake is an effective part in our ability to kind of consume it, or should I say, we feel like because we've been taking crumbs from him, that we should be appreciative, that we should be grateful that they have actually decided to take forward this initiative by giving us crumbs. I'm gonna let you know right now, his pet rodent eats better than you. This man, or this group as a collective, okay? Again, I'm not gonna speak on behalf of all white people. I'm going to speak on the idea of supremacy, which revolves in white America. I will tell you that this group as a collective have no interest in the hearts or the concerns or the suffering that we have faced as black people. And this is the only issue that we find ourselves running into, that we, for some reason, have been convinced that this is ultimately the future, that we're just going to wake up one day and realize everything that they have done. How long have we had that mindset for? We're going to be waiting till goodness knows when. And this is the problem that we face, right? We don't learn from history. We need to learn from history to create barricades on the black community, to learn how to appropriately function without the assistance of such a terrible doctrine, which benefited from oppressing our elders, taking their lives, and even going as far as ruining their ability to start peaceful families. This is the problem that we face, how we have kind of been maneuvered into accepting their their quote unquote correction, which in reality is not a correction but a dangerous deceit that we know would not be apparent if they just equipped us with the necessary tools, resources, and education to start something for ourselves and not have to force their doctrine to be part of our way of living, knowing that we as Black people, we are very diverse. We exist in more places than America. The fact that we choose to identify as American, that's voluntary, but to understand that we have been historically founders of medicine, founders of science, founders of arts, founders of culture, design. This is everything that they won't tell you. This is everything that they'll hide from you. And as a matter of fact, they are so sneaky that they will steal what you know. They will steal what we have created for ourselves in our root countries, some of us. And they will claim it as their own efforts. This is the issue that we face, that we have become so accepting because he has approached us as, he being white America, has approached us as friendly. Every time we get a paycheck, we're told, oh, we should be very grateful. The fact that the police officer lets us go despite racially profiling us, oh, we should be very grateful. What are we grateful for? We didn't do anything wrong. Our elders were brought here against their will. And this is the issue that you face every time you for as long as you continue to kind of accept injustice, you will never find yourself in an adequate position to truly bring forward change. And you will eventually take it to realize that, listen, this man will not be there. And hopefully you don't reach this point where you are in the hospital. Do not expect him to be there handing you flowers. When you lose your job, do not expect him to be there to hand you another one. The point I'm trying to make is everything you have ever created for yourself has come from you. It has not come from him. And once you realize your potential, you will really be equipped and thorough enough to deal with some of the necessary circumstances that we need to kind of grow and transcend in order to benefit the future of our overall status. And by doing this, we will not have to accept this false way of living. We can resort back to our traditions, or even transcend some of those immoral beliefs that we are inferior. Nobody is inferior, okay? We are all here with a purpose. We all have a reason, okay? Everything in life has its season. And as far as I'm concerned, you will only find that season ending when you surrender your ability to think like a human being and to not depend on anybody for your own survival or your own resources. But matter of fact, when you wake up and you become self-sufficient and you develop a general sense of just being so understanding to the point where you realize that your potential has been hidden, right? When you realize that you do not need to live up to the false labels that America creates for us, okay? We do not have these problems, and I will repeat it again. There are very dangerous procedures in which America tries to pretend that they are our friend and that they are trying to help us. But despite their efforts or their attempts, they are not taking away the fact that we are black people with black history, with black roots and black elders who have sacrificed all that they know and have to even have us walk in our footsteps. And you just need to be reminded that we have been evolving by ourselves, okay? We are the ones who find ourselves in the industries, okay? We are the ones who truly allow the importance of letting the world know what we have been through. We are the ones who fight injustice, where despite the law granted us human rights, this is something that we should not have to fight for in a land that claims to be so free, and so accepting of other cultures, and this is where you realize that the turning point is completely within your capability, your hands, and your overall approach to realizing that there are no boundaries beyond accepting the fact that, you know, we all live by a general code. The same one who tells you not to be of harm to a community has caused harm to our community. First of all, by teaching us and by shaping our thoughts in the way that we are presented in the media, thinking that we have no chance in education. Show me the last time you saw a black man running in a corporal federation. Show me the last time you saw a black man on TV doing math. Show me the last time you saw a black man on TV doing science. Show me the last time you saw a black man on TV doing anything besides stereotyping the systematic mindset that has been created to us by white America. And this is the indoctrination that I need people to understand has kept us in chains, in mental chains. The fact that we have not actually been taught. And I'm telling you right now, the white American structure is very intelligent. They do not want to see you better off than them. There is no way they're going to teach you the same math and the same science that they know. So here's what I'm going to tell you right now. Learn how to make thoughts for yourself. If the law has proposed a stereotype of you and is systematically designed to put forward that stereotype and proposal, you have the responsibility of fighting and actually challenging that belief, right? A white child, and we know white kids do this all the time. A white child, let's say he curses at his parents, they get into a verbal argument. His parents will say no lunch money and no video games. A black child goes around and he's cursing and he's just upset. We know what they'll do to that black child. They'll call the police, right? They will find every reason to make up a story, say, oh, he's acting scary, he's acting harmful. But white kids have been doing this since we have ever landed on this plantation. White kids have been disrespecting their parents, and I'm not endorsing disrespecting or disrespect. White kids have been cursing, white kids have been racially and verbally abusing black people, especially on social media. But white America does not care. Matter of fact, they don't even tune an ear into the injustice that white America has done to black people, because they are only concerned of looking for everything wrong with us. Nobody's perfect, and people do change over time. And this is something that America does not allow us to do. They do not allow us to actually focus on getting a revolution, a change in mindset, a change in education. And this is the only problem I feel like we face. So the only way you are truly going to realize this is by first of all acknowledging that any system that does not treat you like they treat themselves does not respect you. You know that common saying, right? How you treat others, is very important. And how you treat yourself is important. The two and two go in hand. You have one group of people, being black people, who treat Americans, especially white Americans, like they are superior. And then you have white America, who treats black people like they're inferior. It's like two opposite spectrums. And this is the issue that we run into today, that nobody is in an adequate position or a moral position to suggest that two parties who have different opposing but beliefs that somehow are able to overlap and work in favor of one is not a society that endorses a level of equality. So this is what you realize, right? When you involve yourselves in the workforce, in the schools, or in any field you find yourself in related to white America, you just have to understand your purpose. You got to understand how important it is to keep your community, right? So that should white America decide to either take your job or do any sort of procedure to focus on bringing forward a sense of supremacy in favor of them, you will truly be well equipped and adequate to deal with the reoccurring consequences and the circumstances that will be presented, because this fight, or this battle should I say, it's not something you can override. This has been going on for years, and clearly something isn't working out. Okay, this will not live on, and it cannot live on for as long as people still remain ignorant and in denial to the fact that there is a problem, and the problem is there, and the problem was not created by us. And I know it wasn't created by us because this is not our country, right? Back when we were living in Africa or wherever our elders were from, we did not practice such dangerous levels of thinking to the point where we taught our own kind to create all of these levels of stature, of class, right? In Africa, I'm going to tell you that there is a good sense of brotherhood. We don't look at you differently. We just say, you're a brother, I'm a brother, or that's my sister. And you know, the point is, there's no discrimination. That's just the baseline example. It's only in North America where we've been taught otherwise to eradicate that doctrine and rather focus on less brotherhood and more contributing to white tax and white education. And sadly, by doing this, we don't have anything to contribute back to our home. And those young people who in Africa who would do anything just to get a taste and a sense of understanding as to who really has the direction and the interest of our problem at hand. And I'm telling you once again, it is not America. It is not anybody to deal with white America. There are some parties in America who I do put forward an initiative towards helping black people with funding and with racial dynamics. And there are definitely community groups and organizations which I respect and I acknowledge. My point is, you will never find these groups endorsed by Western culture. Western culture has one agenda and one agenda only: to speak white. That is why everybody you see in Western culture is adopting a white voice, a white mentality. There is no culture, all right? They have nothing but a white mind, and we know what white minds have done to black bodies. It's very clear. So completely consider your own way of thinking and leave yourself to the realization that contrary to what you have been taught, you are in a position to truly change. And once you do, you will see life change for the better. You will really be better off when you realize that old level of thinking, that century old doctrine of black people being less human is gone. Okay. And hopefully by this we can open our eyes to our own culture, develop a sense of self-love and appreciation to the medical procedures we have back home, to the systematic procedures we have back home, to the educational procedures we have back home. And this is literally the best way. And I'm telling you right now, the best way to solve this is just by understanding how much love can really, just compassion for one another, just acknowledging that that's a broken way of thinking, and you want to help, you want to lead by example. Okay, that's the best thing you can do. Don't tackle hate with hate. Don't tackle racism with racism. It's a nasty, bitter, gross practice that cannot persist in our community. But it sadly has its way of keeping our people indoctrinated, despite the levels of focus that we have done to try and prove otherwise. But we don't need to prove anything to them. We just need to be firm in our own understanding.